Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We are continuing to read from Caitanya Caritamrita Adi-Lila. Chapter 6, we have been hearing the glories of Advaita Acharya. In text 40, Madhavendra Purira inho shishya e jane Acharya Gosani re Prabhu Guru Karimane. Sorry. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thinking he, Sri Advaita Acharya, is a disciple of Sri Madhavendra Puri, Lord Chaitanya obeys him, respecting him as his spiritual master. So Sri Madhavendra Puri is one of the acharyas in the disciplic succession from Madhvacharya. So we are in this line. We are in the disciplic succession from Madhvacharya, Brahmaji to Narad Muni to Vyasadev to Madhvacharya. And then in this line comes Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri, his disciple is Ishwara Puri. Ishwara Puri's disciples is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Madhavendra Puri had two principal disciples, Ishwar Puri and Sri Advaita Prabhu. Therefore, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya is a disciplic succession from Madhvacharya. This fact has been accepted in the authorized books known as Gaur Ganodesh Tipika and Prameya Ratnavali, as well as by Gopal Guru Goswami. The Gaur Ganodesh Tipika 22 clearly states the disciplic succession of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas as follows. Lord Brahma is the direct disciple of Vishnu, the Lord of the spiritual sky. His disciple is Narad. Narad's disciple is Vyas, and Vyas' disciples are Sukadev Goswami and Madhvacharya. Padmanabh Acharya is the disciple of Madhvacharya, and Narahari is the disciple of Padmanabh Acharya. Madhav is the disciple of Narahari, Akshobhya is the direct disciple of Madhav, and Jayatirtha is the disciple of Akshobhya. Jayatirtha's disciple is Jnana Sindhu and his disciple is Mahanidhi. Vidyanidhi is the disciple of Mahanidhi and Rajendra is the disciple of Vidyanidhi. Jayadharma is the disciple of Rajendra. Purushottam is the disciple of Jayadharma. Sriman Lakshmipati is the disciple of Vyasatirtha, who is the disciple of Purushottam, and Madhavendra Puri is the disciple of Lakshmipati. So Srila Prabhupada is giving us the parampara. He has given this clear parampara also in Bhagavad Gita as it is, in the introduction or preface, just at the end of introduction. He's given how the disciplic succession, the parampara, starts from Krishna to Brahmaji to Narad Muni, Vyasadev, Madhvacharya, and how it's coming down to us through Srila Prabhupada. So Madhavendra Puri, he is one of the Acharya in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and he had two disciples, Ishwar Puri and Advaita Acharya. So Ishwar Puri was the spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya, and so that's the reason Lord Chaitanya would see Advaita Acharya as also his guru, because god brother of the guru, Ishwara Puri and Advaita Acharya. So they are god brothers. Lord Chaitanya is the disciple of Ishwara Puri. So he would regard Advaita Acharya as his guru, as a respectable, same as his guru, because he is the god brother of his guru. So Laukika Lilate Dharma Maryada Rakshana Stuti Bhakti Karina Tanra Charana Vadana. To maintain the proper etiquette for the principles of religion, Lord Chaitanya bows down at the lotus feet of Sri Advaita Acharya with reverential praise and devotion. With reverential praise and devotion. Chaitanya Gosani Ke Acharya Kare Prabhu Gyan apana ke karina tanra das abhiman. Sri Advaita Acharya, however, considers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu his master, and he thinks of himself as a servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Advaita Acharya's mood is he's a servant of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is bowing down to Advaita Acharya because he's the god brother of his guru, but Advaita Acharya does not like it. He's saying, I'm your servant. Why are you bowing down to me? The Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu of Rupa Goswami explains the super excellent quality of devotional service as follows. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu is a book written by Srila Rupa Goswami after he got instructions by Lord Chaitanya, and it teaches us all about bhakti, all about the treasures of bhakti. It's called Bhakti Ras Amrit Sindhu, an ocean, an unending ocean of nectar, rasa, nectar, amrita. That is devotional service. So Srila Prabhupada, he compiled this book in his English translation called Nectar of Devotion. So the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu is a very big work, many, many verses, but Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, he compiled it in a shorter form for us so that we could also get the benefit. Ramando Bhaved Esha Chet Parada Gunikrita Naiti Bhakti Sukhambodhe Paramanu Tulam Api. If multiplied billions of times, transcendental pleasure derived from impersonal Brahman realization still could not compare to even an atomic portion of the ocean of bhakti or transcendental service. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1:138. So Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu says that on the liberated platform, on the platform of Brahman, is great transcendental pleasure. It's great, it's unimaginable transcendental pleasure. Why? Because the soul is already realized, hey, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. And the quality of the soul is itself, Satchid Ananda. No need to do anything external to feel happy. You just feel happy knowing you're the soul, Ananda. Now, this happiness, if you multiplied 1 billion of times, still could not compare to even an atomic portion of the ocean of bhakti or transcendental service. So this pleasure, billions of times, if you, so means anandomaya abhyasat. Anandomaya abhyasat, soul is so happy, full of bliss. Happy, we say happy, but comes to mind distress. Bliss. Bliss is something unimaginable. We have not even experienced bliss. That can be experienced only on the platform of the soul. Anandomaya abhyasat. That, if you multiply 1 billion times, cannot even compare to one atomic portion of this unlimited ocean of bhakti or transcendental service. Why? Why? Why is that? Why is that? Why is the pleasure? Why is the pleasure in transcendental service much higher than the pleasure on the transcendental platform of Brahman? Anyone? So already it's a liberated Brahman, means liberated platform, means there's no material distress, means there's only pleasure. There's pleasure, only pleasure, anandamaya abhyasyat. Now we are hearing that this pleasure, you multiply it 1 billion times, cannot compare to one atom of the happiness in the ocean of pure devotional service. Pure devotional service. Pure devotional service also begins from the liberated platform. Pure devotional service is where there is no material desire. There is no desire for mystic yoga, no desire for liberation. It is constant. It's never interrupted. It is, and it just keeps on increasing. It's also on the liberated platform. Pure devotional service begins from the liberated platform. And so they both are on the liberated platform. Aham Brahmasmi and pure devotional service. But the pleasure in pure devotional service is higher than just being on the platform of impersonal Brahman. So the reason is why, because in pure devotional service, the soul is engaged in hearing and chanting. The soul is realized his relationship with Krishna. He's realized his relationship with Krishna, and Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure. All pleasure comes from Krishna. So a devotee is directly in contact with Krishna. So of course, when you're directly in contact with the reservoir of water, you can drink and drink and drink, and you can continue drinking. So the happiness, the pleasure derived from pure devotional service is even higher. It's even higher. Any questions or comments? If no, then we'll stop here for today. So they both are on the liberated platform. You know, the Aham Brahmasmi, yes, liberated platform, and pure devotional service. The soul has already realized Aham Brahmasmi, but he's engaging in devotional service. So he's feeling more happy than another soul who is just realized that I am the soul. So there's more pleasure because directly, personally associating with Krishna by hearing and chanting. Hearing and chanting is, he's just engaged, he's just diving deeper and deeper into this ocean of bhakti. So we'll stop here. Thank you so much for listening and joining in. Sri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.